Remember, no cussing and stuff like that.
Okay.
Right. So no one's with us right now, so we can talk about anything we want. So did you enjoy the day today?
Today was good. Had a lot of fun. A little depressed with the lack of.
Gym wear?
Yeah, I mean, I really don't want to go to LA Fitness or anything because not LA Fitness, Sports Authority or places like that because their gym wear is so overpriced. I can't.
Hello. So how are you guys today? Today joining me is my husband, Zachary. Someone had asked if he could be on so they could ask him questions. I don't know if that person would be on today, but at least he had off today, so I figured he'll join me in the conversation. Sorry for the late coming on late. We were running errands and we woke up late because I accidentally put my phone at 8:30 p.m. instead of 8:30 a.m. like a smart person would check on. So how are you guys today? How has been your day? How has been your week? Let's see. If you guys have any questions for Zach or me, feel free to ask them, and so on. Right, Khaleesi? Khaleesi? She's ignoring me. Do you like to play any instrument?
I would love to learn how to play an instrument, but if I had to choose which one right off the bat, it would probably be the saxophone.
I would like to replay the guitar. It's been a while, but I used to play the guitar. Not very well, but I was getting there. Could you give some insight on how to deal with borderline aspect and all the emotional ups and downs in the relationship, but help you feel loved, still feel loved?
When it comes to that, depending on what the situation is when she's having an episode, it all depends on how I'm going to answer or react to it. Because I'm not gonna lie, I'm human. I make mistakes, and sometimes I overreact myself, and I can even make things worse in that matter. But it's still something I bear in mind when it comes to what the issue is. Because there are days where no matter what the situation is, I can diffuse it immediately, and it all comes down to constantly being apologetic, having ownership of what the issue may be or the reason why there's an episode. Even though there's sometimes you don't have control of that, and even if doing that won't fix it, but constantly being there, giving the support, asking if they ever need anything, and they're always going to say no and even come off violent sometimes, like my wife can be. You know, she can be very angry if I annoy her too much or say I love you too much.
Yeah.
But constant positivity and awareness that you are going to give them everything they want, get them anything they could possibly need. Like if they like constantly asking, hey, do you need something to drink? Do you need something to eat? Or is there anything I can do for you or get you? Even though 90% of the time it's a no from her. And like I said, I can annoy her with how much I ask that, especially like if she's having an episode or like on the edge of having one. That's the only thing I could really find that helps, you know. Anything that I cause, like say if I do something stupid and that I think is stupid, is like try not to point it out as stupid because to them it's not. And occasionally I'm still an idiot about that. I'll forget that and it slips.
For what he means is if he does something that I think is very serious and he thinks is stupid, then don't say it's stupid because to us it's still a really big problem other than something small and pathetic as he would take it. So hello to everyone who is new. Hi, this is Zachary for anyone who's new. It's my husband. Do you believe people with DID can fully integrate and then live in a body as if they're schizo as one? I don't know. I don't have DID. So I don't have identity I think it's dissociative identity disorder. I don't have that. So I don't know from their perspective. Maybe. I'm pretty sure there is like psychotherapy they can go through to help them go through every single day more normally as possible. There has been cases where they got out of it and were not healed, but were more of a single person. But oh, there you go, honey. How come a handsome guy like you ends up with that lady?
Well, because I go for the crazy ones.
Well, you know,
Um,
I just got lucky, I guess.
awesome on the violin and the guitar playing, by the way. I didn't want to ignore you. I just saw that important um, question, and I felt like I needed to answer that. So that is awesome. You play the violin and the guitar. I wish I could play any instrument because I think that's awesome.
So, any other questions? Hello, friends. Also,
I also got with my wife, by the way, to actually honestly answer that question. I've known her since I was 8 years old. And even back then, I had a crush on her, and I thought she was out of my league. And I was raised with three sisters, and one of my three sisters actually already had a kid of her own that was a year younger than me. Because by the time I was 6, she was like 18, and by the time I was, she had a kid young. Okay, it's like she screwed up as a child. Anyways,
you talking about your sister, right?
yeah.
I don't know how that has to do with us getting together.
Well, I'm telling like why I didn't get with you like sooner in my life too. It was like, but I got
because
older.
you stopped hanging out with me.
Anywho, I hung out with a group of friends that we did a lot of stuff that she didn't like drugs. And I kind of fell apart from her when that time period hit. But she was awesome growing up with her, and she was just like one of the guys. And with her, I can be more myself than any other girl that I've ever met, and I've actually had feelings for her. So, been with her for the past 7 years. Don't regret any of it. Want to give me one of them vitamins? Vitamins?
I'm gonna assume you wrote down schizophrenic because that's not how you spell it. But
Schizophrenic.
Schizophrenic.
Frank. Okay.
I've always had bad thoughts. Are you talking about intrusive thoughts? Is it the same for you?
Thank you, by the way, for that compliment from my wife.
Intrusive thoughts can come with OCD. It can come with borderline. It can come with bipolar. It can come with severe depression. Intrusive thoughts are just really bad thoughts or images that pop up in your head or in your vision, and they go away quickly, and they scare you, or they're bad thoughts. And
that doesn't sound good.
For any of you who heard that was amazing. Perfect timing.
So we're eating vitamins and we forgot about them, but we're supposed to eat them. But anyway, yeah. So it's not just a schizophrenic thing. So about that, I quit pot because it instantly puts me in a psychosis. Yeah, that's possible. It's very possible because it has THC in it. They are listening. Oh no.
They always listen. My problem is when they start talking back to me and I actually have a full-on conversation. I can have a conversation with myself for days.
Anyway. So any other questions? Any topics you guys want to talk about? Don't ask him what fantasy book he likes because I've been getting that a lot because he doesn't read books.
Look, okay, when it comes to reading, I have no problem with reading. I don't initially like do it, but I have like a Vikings Norse mythology book, and there are times that I go and I'll start reading a couple pages at a time, but I just can't sit in front of a book for a long period of time. I like to be physically active or involved more onto something else. Like even when it comes to playing a video game, I have to think about what my next move is, like be involved in that, or I'm working outside. I also work 8 hours a day.
No, I don't have a glitter on my glasses.
I mean, I keep myself very busy, usually.
Do you get any nightmares? If so, how do you cope with them? My husband is schizo, and he has a really hard time sleeping due to these nightmares. I do. I get terrible nightmares. I used to wake up thinking that the cops were after me if I had a bad dream with the cops in it. If I had murdered someone or killed someone in my dream, I would wake up thinking that my dream was still happening and I had actually done that. And he's had to tell me, no, don't worry, nothing's happened. You were just sleeping. It reminded me that you're back in reality. There's times where that happens a lot for me, where I wake up and still think that non-reality is still going on. And how I coped with it is, luckily for me, I grew up on a lot of horror movies. My mom made me grow up on horror movies. So, Khaleesi, Khaleesi, Khaleesi.
She doesn't care if you call her name. She's still gonna do it.
Anyway, so I just got used to things like nightmares because I now see them like horror movies. Like, oh, except for the fact that when I wake up to don't do that, that's really loud on the microphone.
Sorry for all of you that I just like deafened.
Yeah, I already got told by that from someone. She's like, don't do that. That hurts. But I just see them as like horror movies now, or horror stories I can write down and possibly write in the future, kind of like Stephen King does. But I don't let it stop me from sleeping because I love sleeping.
People don't understand mental illness, whether schizophrenia or bipolar disorder. A lot of people don't, because just like someone else just said, there's a lot of stigma on it based on what movies and culture sees it as. And there's a lot of different things involved, a lot of intricate things that make them completely different that people don't realize. Like, I definitely didn't know any of the differences between any of these disorders until I got with my wife. I just thought, okay, you're crazy, and I don't know what to do about it. Okay, like there was like no handbook as to how you deal with this, and even with some of the stuff that I was given, it didn't work either until I find out my own way. Because I don't believe that there's always going to be that perfect key term that everyone's going to be able to follow by. I think every single person that has schizophrenia is going to have to be dealt in a different way when they have an episode. Or any person that has borderline or bipolar. They're all going to be different in certain ways and aspects. And it takes knowing the person and being with them long enough to understand what's going to help them and what isn't. And that's part of the issue too, is that because everyone's so different, say if some complete stranger knew something about it, but used what they knew to try to help someone having an episode, it may not work and increases the stigma on.
Apparently, Trump says that basically we are violent. Oh,
I mean,
I didn't know that.
I mean, don't get me wrong.
I don't want to talk politics.
Okay, I'm not going to talk politics either. Politics. It's like the president is a finger to point the blame at, and he's an idiot just like some of the other ones too. Is like no president will ever be perfect. That's simple, and I don't agree with all of his views. All of them.
You look so short because of your chair. He's actually taller than me, I promise. I know he looks short, but he's taller than me. I just have a higher up chair because I'm short and I can't reach my desk.
And I'm not going to be like doing a standing squat because my legs couldn't handle that right now.
No, don't worry about that. Don't worry about that. He blames shootings on the mentally ill. Well, I know that not all, some of the mass shooters do have mental illness, but not all of them. A lot of them were just bad people.
Yeah.
And unfortunately, there are a lot of one-sided opinion people. And unfortunately, Trump is one of those people. And we can't really do anything with what he says because he's a big influencer, one of the biggest in the United States. So if he says that, unfortunately, a lot of people are going to start believing it. And there's nothing we can do about that except for prove to them, I'm not like this, but not by fighting them about it, but by saying, hey, you've known me for all these years. Do you think I'm a violent person? No? Well, guess what? I'm also mentally ill, and I don't think those thoughts. I don't want to do those things, etc. We are the ones who have to prove to everyone that we're not violent by not being violent, by being secure, smart individuals, and act the way we can act properly.
Yeah. And again, when it comes to that situation, a lot of the people that do these shootings just snap. They can't keep control of what they have. And it's not that their mental illness is that their life sucks or they go through something in their life that makes them say...
Not all of them. All of them are like that.
Yeah, not all of them, but some of them. Just like what happened with Walmart shootings. Some of the Walmart shootings was an associate that got tired of the crap that Walmart was giving them. And look at what happened. You know, we treat people in kind and they treat us kind back. We treat people like crap. Well, one day that person may end up snapping. That's what we gotta, look at.
I'm definitely not a violent person, apparently.
until you get into an episode.
When I have a borderline episode, I can be extremely violent, but not like that type of
not,
violent.
not physically violent. She can be like, back up. And like, if I get too close, she will swat at me.
Like, get the hell away from me.
It's like, but her smacks end up hurting her more than it does me.
Yeah, that's true. Unless you're in pain, like I can do this right now.
I will end your soul.
He was working his chest out the other day, and now it hurts. So whenever he takes me off, I just poke him.
Get the hell away from me.
No cussing.
That wasn't a cuss.
Hell can be a cuss word.
It's not. You want to know
Whatever.
It's biblical, okay? I don't care. I'm not religious in any way or
Stop
form.
phone.
Other
Stop
than
talking.
Norse belief. You know, I'll go down a warrior's death.
Oh, I'm glad you liked it. I love that series. Kingdom is definitely a great series to watch. I was addicted to it.
I'm addicted to anime.
I'm looking for more that's like that right now, like more Korean dramas are like that, and I'm not finding much. But you never know. You never know when you're gonna run into a really good one. I ran into that. I was like, oh wow, this is great. I can't able to control or accept the people's behavior against me. If somebody else says anything, I suddenly got deep and start to depression. Let me know what this is. I had some pathetic. I'm confused.
CIC. I don't know what CICUMST means.
Circumstance.
Okay.
I'm guessing.
Look, I want to let you know. No. When it comes to the situation you're in, it's not pathetic. Okay, no matter what you're facing, it's not a pathetic situation. You can't control what you're feeling, and it's not your fault. So don't ever assume it's pathetic. And when it comes to the depression part, you're not the only one. Some people can't handle what other people are saying. And just like me, when I grew up, I had ADD growing up. And I know that's not ADHD, and there's some different things that separate them too drastically in how people think. But I was very depressed growing up. As a kid, because I was also very lonely. I had my certain friends that I was able to hang out with, but I still felt alone, like eternally, until I got with my wife. But what people said about me and did, or would comment about me, or give me criticism, or even constructive criticism, it would make me very depressed on like the way I feel about myself and my decisions, and I would get stuck in thought and not be able to sleep at night because of that. So don't let other people determine how you're going to feel. Because what I do now and what seriously helps me 90% of the time is me saying, screw it. It doesn't matter what they say, because by the end of the day, 90% of the people I went to school with, I don't see anymore. 90% of the people that I've ever met in my life that still aren't involved in my life now mean nothing. Their words, what they're going to do tomorrow, what they did today, none of it matters. And I don't care about them, and I'm never going to care about them. The only persons that vote that matters to me is my wife's and my family, and the ones I considered loved and best friends, and that's it. It's like those people are the ones you want to listen to. Now, if you have family members or friends that are verbally abusive or just straight up downers on your own existence and really just negative, like if they got a negative impact on your life, those kind of people either need to fix their situation to where they're more positive and help influence you as well as themselves. Or even if you care about them that much, it's like you may have to leave them behind, because if it's going to be a toxic kind of relationship, you can't be in that. You can't. Any toxic relationships you need to end, because they will bring you down and never raise you up. Like my wife, she always raises me up, and I kind of keep her at a level below me unintentionally.
You talk a lot.
I do. Because I'm Italian.
That doesn't matter. Check out the anime Welcome to NHK. I think you've seen some of that.
I think I've seen it. I haven't started watching it. Like I've seen it on the thing.
I think it's on one of the streaming ones we have. I just don't remember which one it is. Let's see. Does anyone like BTS from Korea? Well,
what is
BTS is a band.
I don't know what that band is. Excuse me. I'm very ignorant to when it comes to certain bands, so sorry for that.
And I have not seen the Carnival Row series. Stop moving. You're moving the camera.
Sorry.
Let's see. If you would not go to them for advice, then don't take their criticism. Very good advice. The theory are very strong. That happens. People come and go. Yeah, find a support group. I know there is a support group in Atlanta, but Atlanta is a little bit far away for us, and traffic can be horrid getting there. Feel the same way, only surround yourself with good people. Yes, definitely only surround yourself with good people. Those people might not still understand your illness, but they'll still be good people. Like we have a friend named Matt who doesn't understand my issues completely, but he still asks if I'm okay, how I've been doing. If I'm staring off in the distance, he asks, "Are you seeing something? Is there something I can get for you?" And he still does stuff like that, which is always very nice because he's still considering it.
Yeah, but he's also
a dick.
Yeah, he'll be like, "You see that?" And I'll be like, "What?"
There was one time we were at a bar, all hanging out as friends, playing pool, and Zach disappeared to go to the bathroom, but he didn't tell me he went to the bathroom. So I asked Matt and our friend Chris, where did Zach go? And Matt goes, "Who's Zach, Amanda? It's only been us." And I was like, "What?" And I legit start freaking out about it. And he just starts laughing at me. And for a second, I believed him because welcome to my reality. And luckily, Zach reappeared because they almost continued going on with it. So, yes, that's our friend for us.
Javier, when it comes to the no support groups, is like sometimes being in front of a physical group would be the best kind of source. But sometimes you're going to have to go online and try to find a good support group that's going to give you the positivity and the things that you need. So if you have to, go to the online one until you get somewhere that you're going to be able to physically be in front of a group of people that can help
there
you.
are some apps that you can go on to have group chats with. Some of them you have to pay for, some of them you don't. I used to go on one, I don't remember the name of it, so don't quote me on any of that, but I used to go on one where they would ask questions like advice through mental illness episodes and stuff like that, and I would give advice, and I could ask, and they would talk to you and stuff like that. So there are places like apps that you can do it on as well. And sometimes people who you're just really good friends with are good people to talk to and go through. Oh, thank you. And it's good to have a friend you can goof off with and laugh with about your problems. Yeah, especially when they cause that problem sometimes. Matt.
Yeah.
What would you consider it to be when you think you saw something about scoot across the floor, like a bugger or rat?
I saw booger.
Bugger, a rat. Booger is Booger. Something that you think crawled across your body, but it wasn't that, but it seemed real. What do you mean by that? What do you call it? It's a hallucination. I just kind of shake it off. I kind of just ignore it, but that's me.
Yeah, I mean, sometimes if she was to react to something, and right afterwards she reacted, say if it was a bug that you felt go across your chest and you swatted at it, but there was nothing there, and you felt like a crunch or whatever, but there was nothing there, she chalks that up to a hallucination. She's able to keep herself in the mindset that she's able to separate the two after the fact.
Yeah,
not during.
Yeah, during it, I believe that it's happening, but after, I'm like, okay, it's not really there. I don't have any squish marks on me, so it must have been a hallucination. That's how I deal with it. Thank you, Golden Lion, again. I really appreciate it. Thank you for watching my videos and my channel. I'm glad that I'm of help of some way. Can a V analysis the chemical balances in the brain medically? Any tests or scanning? I think some MRIs can check those out. Like, I think you can actually see a difference in the brain of a schizophrenic compared to a difference in the brain of a person who doesn't have schizophrenia. And I think it's the same way with psychopaths. I think there's actually a difference in the way the brain looks through the MRIs. There's also genetic testing that can help you with what medications you can take, but it doesn't tell you whether or not you have like ADHD or something like that. It just helps you decide, or not decide, helps you figure out what medications are good for you. So if that's the question you're asking, I hope I answered it properly. Do you have a link or something to the app like that? I would really appreciate it. I'll look into it, but I don't have it right now. So, Barbosa. He's my handsome kitty. I guess I'm signing into my Apple because it just said that. Let's see if I can find the one I was talking about. I don't have it anymore, and I think the reason I got off of it is because It's been locked for
You
security
were not
reasons.
happy right now.
Unlock account. Why is my stuff locked? I just want to. You're stupid. You're stupid. Okay, let's see.
I just realized there's a black cat behind us.
Yeah, that's Anubis. Most of it is. Let's see. How detailed are your hallucinations? Very detailed sometimes, and sometimes they're just quick flashes. I once saw a huge demon, and that was detailed. It was all black, but I saw the arms and the horns and the hair and everything like that. I see arms crawling, or like clawed arms crawling out of shadows. I've seen a person standing in a hallway. I've seen a ghost-like face in front of me. It was not a ghost. It was a hallucination. I promise you. I've seen a big eye once in my side mirror of my car. So I've seen like detailed hallucinations, but they're usually really quick and fast for me. Sometimes that's just the way it is. Let's see.
We're doing great. A long day of doing chores after the day of a tense workout. It's hard to get around.
Orchard, nobody knows why unless gray matter on the outside of the brain looks like brain. Well, that's interesting. Thank you for telling me.
Yeah.
Hi, how are you guys? Yeah, gray matter depletes over time. Have you ever had funny hallucinations or voices? I know some can be dark, but just curious. No funny hallucinations visually, but sometimes my voices will make smart ass comments back to him. Like when he says something, it will say something in my head, or they will say something in my head, and it's kind of funny to me.
Yeah, there are times where I'll say something and her voice inside her head will be like, dumbass.
Or something like that. It wouldn't come up with something, and I'll tell you what it says.
Yeah, you usually tell me, and I'm like, okay.
I was diagnosed with schizoaffective. 19. I knew when I was 17, but then I had a psychosis breakdown. I'm happy to say that I've made it to 25 now. Thanks for the channel. Great that I found it. Yes, same thing with me. I found out that I was schizophrenic when I was 15, and now I'm 28, and I've made it thus far. Thus, okayly. Okay, finally. I have hallucinations that really detailed. It kind of feel like I'm dreaming. That they do kind of feel like that, especially when you start going into a dissociative state, or a psychotic state, or psychosis.
Don't worry about the bad English. I'm terrible with grammar myself, and she's constantly spell correcting me all the time. And also giving me proper definitions on how to use a word where I think I know the definition of a word.
Let's see if I can find that.
No, I thought she was like getting ready to like type something up for me here.
That's no. I'm just trying to look. The guy asked me about the.
Can you identify the gender of the voices in the head?
Some of them are male, some of them are female, but most of the time they are united. There's multiple voices at once that talk all at once, and I can't distinctively tell what voice they are. There are a whole bunch of voices, so it's I guess both male and female when they do that. Those ones are usually the ones that are talking shit to me and putting me down and making me feel like crap, or screaming at the top of their lungs. I have a female voice that usually talks nicely to me and comforts me or warns me that he's doing something stupid. And then there's a male voice that kind of just very randomly talks. And then there's voices I hear right before bed that are just really random and don't really say or do anything particular. So can you identify the gender? So you just asked.
Yeah.
I would convinced to actually do it to do a slap person or kill someone. I caught y'all finally on live. Schizophrenic here. Hello. I'm glad you finally caught us. Sorry that we're late today again. For all those who were probably waiting at 2:00, like, hey, I didn't see your community thing.
I mean, honestly, I'm glad we woke up late because I needed the rest.
Yeah.
My store had inventory this week, so I worked, I want to say, a good 50 hours, and I worked 9 days straight before a day off. You know, so I needed a sleep-in day, and yesterday I was supposed to get off early, and I still didn't get off early.
I think this is one of the ones that you have to pay for. Well, Talkspace is one of the online therapy groups you can add. App-wise, Talkspace Online Therapy, but I think you have to pay for it. So that's one of the apps. What are you gonna say?
They have also found some extra proteins when cutting about brains during autopsies of schizophrenic people. And it's roughly the same proteins that they're finding in the brains of Alzheimer's.
It is known that people with schizophrenia are more likely to get Alzheimer's in the future. So that makes sense to me. I also have schizophrenia. Is it possible to have delusions? I think it's just called delusional schizophrenia then. I think that's one of the types. It's been a while. Yes, I think so. Or it's schizoid, where you just have some of the effects of schizophrenia. So that could be it. Or you could have another mental illness that could cause delusions, like severe depression can cause delusions. I think even severe cases of OCD can cause delusions too, like severe cases.
Yeah. Well, maybe we can do a night live. I'm sorry that you're all the way in California, usually working at that time. Maybe me and her could do something a little bit closer at a night time. So it's like, me and her consider that. So.
Hi from Egypt. Cool. That's so cool.
Yeah, that is cool.
Yeah, we'll think about if we do a nighttime live, we'll probably still do it on a Friday because Friday seems to be a good day for me to do it.
Hi.
Zach.
I said hi.
I know.
So I said hi back.
Hi. Usually at work, but I have the day off so I can watch you guys.
I'm sorry, guys. I know I don't do these much with her, and I know she does 99% of these all by herself because I'm usually working or just not around in general because I'm working outside too. So sorry for that.
Yeah, usually he's doing errands of some sort that I ask him to do. I'm not finding the other one I'm talking about, but search around your app sites and see if you can find something like self-help or therapy or group chats that have it that goes along with it, because that's what I did. I think I wrote down mental illness in it app-wise one day, and I was getting like trackers and stuff like that, which are something I was looking into. And that I think that's how it popped up for me, for those who were wondering about the apps for group therapy or talking to someone about mental illness.
I know this may seem like nothing compared to you over in Egypt, but I'm from Florida and I love the sun. From Florida. I'm not sure if I could handle the heat that Egypt's got, so.
Well, thank you. I'm glad that I'm an inspiration to people because that's what I aim to be. So people have but people have something to look forward to if they work really hard to get seen and take care of themselves. Because although I look normal, there are days where I'm not okay. I'm having episodes right.
There was a couple days ago, for a good example, that she was out of it, and I didn't want her driving, so I didn't let her drive all that day because she was mentally out of it. And because of that, I had to take care of things, make sure she took her medicine. And most days she can do that on her own, but there are, like I said, even with her medication, she's doing awesome, but she's still going to have those days where she's out of it. Yeah. And that's always to be expected. There's never going to be 100% perfect. And it took, 3 years to get to where you are now, just of regularly seeing someone getting the medication?
Regularly was only a year. It's only been a year.
It's only been a year.
Yeah.
But even prior to that, we were going to other people. We never did find the right balance of medication for her. So it takes a while to find it, but you need to keep going to a specialist, to talk to a psychiatrist or whoever. I forget what you're talking about, a nurse practitioner. I don't know.
What?
I forget. Who's the person you're talking to?
She's a nurse practitioner, but she's working as a psychiatrist.
Okay. So you need to see people like that, and you need to tell them everything. And if you have terrible memory, you need to write down the important things, how you were feeling on this day, what's the issues that you're having on this day. Because if you're going to forget to mention that, they're not going to be able to prescribe you
the right medications.
Yeah, because there are things that she forgot consecutively throughout all of her meetings with her, doctor, psychiatrist, whatever, nurse practitioner, that I had to bring up that would help her. She'd be like, oh, yeah. So you need to be able to be detailed on all the issues you're having and all the side effects you're having so you can get on the right stuff you need. And sometimes it's going to take more than one thing. You're taking 2 things right now?
I'm taking Prozac, Abilify, and Wellbutrin.
Okay, so she's taking 3 things right now. And they're all kind of balancing each other out on what it's going to do and affect her. Because most days she's sleeping. And you got the Wellbutrin to help with energy and metabolism loss for the weight gain and the tiredness that she's having. So you're going to need a cocktail of things, but it also comes.
I'm supposed to be actually taking more, but so far I'm moderating myself, so I'm doing okay. Can you go let him out?
I just had to respond to him.
So, let's see. There are days I'm super hyper and fun, and days where I'm totally out of it, and it sucks because I'm in customer service. Yeah, I understand that completely. Just I'm not in customer service, but I understand the up and downs that can happen with a lot of disorders again. But it's a mood swing problem. Let's see. I've always supported you guys, and Zach, you're a really great guy. I wish you all the best. Thank you.
Thank you.
That was so monotone. Thank you.
Sorry, I'm in pain. I'm trying to recover.
Thank you. Let's see. That's good advice. I really wish I was there to support you guys. Well, you're supporting me here. You're doing a great job for watching my videos and subscribing to me. I really appreciate that.
Street sign.
Are you guys in Florida now? If so, did Hurricane Dorian affect your area? I'm from St. Augustine.
No, we're in Georgia now. But,
yeah, we live in Georgia now.
But even still, Category 3 hurricanes in Florida, when they hit, we go fishing. Okay,
where we lived at least.
Yeah. So, yeah. I mean, I'm not saying a hurricane is anything to mess with or to joke about. Hurricanes are devastating, especially if you're in a danger zone. It is, but depending on where you are, like where I was, we go fishing because that's when the fish bite.
I was inside. I was being smart. Let's see. I'm also taking Abilify, and Prozac sucks. Prozac's working fine with me. I haven't had any issues with it. Abilify's working for me too. Let's see. It's a long process. Just take your meds appropriately and don't smoke pot and don't medicate with alcohol because it will mess up the medications. Some medications will mess up with alcohol, not all of them, thankfully. Not that I drink a lot, but there's days where I wouldn't mind having
vodka
or something.
Beer, whiskey.
Are you guys dressing up for Halloween? I am not sure. It depends if he's working on Halloween. If he's working on Halloween, I sometimes face paint his face for him in a skeleton type of way. Maybe I'll dress myself up to go and visit him, or we go and walk with my niece and nephew for Halloween. But I didn't get to do that last year because I suffered from severe anxiety last year.
True Florida man, that's right. 24 years, born and raised.
Yeah, you can kind of tell.
I mean, honestly, it's I am a true Florida man because I've done some crazy things and I should be dead. Okay, just like you see all those posts and those memes about Florida people. Yeah, I was one. Still one. I'm crazy as hell. People question my existence all the time.
Oh, I only have one dimple also. Oh, yours. I thought we were talking about these. I was like, no, I got
You got two, yeah.
Let's see. Many medication is bad. Not all of them, though. Not all of medication is bad. You just gotta try them out and see. I'm on Wellbutrin. It helps with my ADHD and my paranoia. Well, that's good. I didn't know it helps with
all
that.
Your vitamin stuff that I've seen in other videos. This is what we're taking right now.
Vitamin B12.
Yeah, it is. This is the ingredients. Calories 15, carbs 4 grams, 3 grams of sugar alkaloids, and vitamin B12 25,000 mcgs. So B12.
The reason why I'm taking B12 is because it's supposed to help your metabolism kick in. So while I'm working out, my metabolism should be kicking in also to help with the medication fighting off the fat gain from that. So that's what I'm trying right now. That's why I have that big bag of vitamin B12. And I also take fiber for my IBS. So if anyone has IBS, there you go. That's what I was told to do, is take fiber.
I finished weaning off of lamotrigine, which if you had the issues that she had, I understand completely why you had to get off lamotrigine, because it affected her in so many negative ways. It was miserable for her. So I'm glad to see that. And the anxiety when it comes down to it, I'm not sure if you can take CBD oil. That may help you. It doesn't always help everyone. It's something to look into, and it's not going to be self-medicating because it's 100% natural. It doesn't screw up your body, internal organs, or anything, but it does calm you down. And it doesn't make you stupid in the head like THC from marijuana would do. So that may be something to look into until you find a medication that will help you with your anxiety.
Yeah, I took some anti-anxiety medication, and they made them worse for me. Like, I took Buspar, and that made it worse, and I took Zoloft, and that really made it worse. That caused me some severe issues. I had to go off of it within 2 days because it was just terrible. But then I stopped taking anti-anxiety because I was taking CBD. I was using a vape for it, actually, and it helped me a lot. So I would suggest the oils, though, because they're said to last longer and stronger than the rest of the stuff, like gummies and vape.
Yeah, you got to remember when it comes to something that you're vaping, it's going to be diluted with stuff that makes it vapable compared to you getting a droplet that you put underneath your tongue, you let it sit for a couple of seconds, and your body, after that, you swallow it because it'll taste good too. It doesn't taste like crap or anything. And you put it on your tongue, let it sit, and then it affects you almost immediately, and then you're just calm for a couple of hours instead of you constantly having it to hit a vape that only gets you a couple milligrams of CBD compared to droplets of pure concentrate that helps you instantly. And yes, fish oils are very important in getting your omega Bs. Usually we prefer to eat the fish instead of just like taking pills or capsules.
Yeah, we eat a lot of fish.
And raw fish, like sashimi. We eat the crap out of sushi, but
Yeah.
but we also get sashimi, which is just like the fish
Fillet.
Yeah, like cuts
thin.
in slices, and then we just eat it raw like that, because I'm not sure if you guys know about what happens when you cook food. You lose part of the nutritional factor. Whenever you heat something up and burn it, you lose part of the nutritional factor. So whatever you can eat raw safely for your body and for like everyone else, you do that, and you'll get more nutrition out of it that way.
Some of the antipsychotics warn strongly against alcohol use because it can be a deadly mix. Yeah, Seroquel is one of them, if I remember correctly. I don't think Abilify is, and even so, Abilify is. The one I'm on is really, really tiny. It does not. What are you smiling about?
I was talking about your smile dimple.
Aha! Told you.
I mean, this is the only dimple I saw.
I'm smiling. I have dimples.
When you smile.
When I smile. The Mana is better than CBD for anxiety. I don't know what that is, so I can't encourage it if I don't know what it is. I've definitely looked into CBD oil. I just can't decide which brand to get. Buspar makes me feel worse too, so I can't take that too. But the thing about anti-anxiety is what my psychiatrist kept warning me about. She kept saying, take it for 4 weeks. It will make your anxiety worse until 4 weeks passes, and then it works. And I'm like, I don't want my anxiety to get worse. I just want it to go away. Because my anxiety was bad. I couldn't drive or anything. Couldn't even shower without having a problem. So I just couldn't do it anymore. I just had to look for something else.
And when it comes to your choices of CBD oil, you just need to try something
that's natural.
Yeah, like 100%
Make sure
natural.
It says it's natural. It has no THC in it. So that's what you need to look for.
Yeah, I mean, I know it's becoming legal in a lot of states, and a lot of things have been decriminalized when it comes to it. 100% natural, nothing else, pure CBD. And they have different types. They have some that uplift you as well as make you calm. So you'll have energy, but you'll be calm, not like crazy. No. So, don't you look at me. I am crazy, by the way. So when you find one that you're comfortable with trying, go ahead and try it. Okay, that you just need to take that one step forward, because if you keep deciding on it, you're not going to figure out which one you want or need. So take that foot forward and decide on one.
I thought I heard vibrations.
Could have been my phone. It's over there charging.
Oh. Anyway, let's see. I love mackerel, but it's so effective for me. I have never had mackerel.
We change our diets a lot too, by the way. World famous gamer. I switched from like just eating whatever to going on a strict healthy diet of meat and greens, and sometimes even going vegetarian for a couple of weeks to detoxify my body and do what my body needs.
Stay away from negative energy, honey. It's a good idea to log how meds affect you. Trazodone messed with me. I could barely walk. Oh, that sucks. Yes, it is a good idea to track how they affect you, because then if you ever have to change psychiatrists, you can take that logbook with you and say, I've taken this medication, it caused me to have these issues. I would like not to have those issues anymore, etc. So I would suggest doing that if you're more afraid of the side effects. I personally don't care. I deal with them depending what they are. And then they usually go away within 4 weeks when you first take them, for me. But if the worst side effects are when you go off of it. That's always the worst. I was nauseated for an entire day. I thought I was gonna vomit. It was off of the Seroquel. That was terrible. It's better to guys trust and stay away from negative energy. All of us. It's a mania is high elevated mood or having irritable. It's manic depression. Yes. So you're nasty naturally.
Sushi.
Natural is definitely the way to go. I'm also starting methyl folate and methyl B12 from. I don't know what methyl does. Honestly, I don't know that chemical. So
Neither do I. I'm not going to act like I do. I know there's a B12 in there, so we know what B12s are.
I'm about to eat some crab sushi. I don't like crab sushi.
She doesn't eat crab like that, honestly.
I eat crab legs.
She will, if it's real crab meat, she will eat the crap out of it. And I mean crack the bone, or the shell, pull it out, the whole 9 yards. But we had sushi salad today from Cut Poke.
Cut Poke, yes.
Yeah, Cut Poke, and it's where you get to choose like how many scoops of whatever you want, and it's like salmon, octopus, all that, and it's raw like sushi will have it, and you put it in a bowl with rice and greens, and then you get to add other ingredients as well and eat it as a salad. It's super good, and I like my salmon.
I like my tuna and salmon.
Well, spicy tuna is the tuna I get every time.
I just get regular tuna.
I get spicy.
I don't like spicy too much. Is a plant that blocks the kidneys from producing adrenaline and boosts your mood and puts in your frontal cortex. Very effective. I recommend it. Oh, that's pretty interesting. I didn't know that. I've been told a switch to gluten-free diet as well, which is the opposite of the diet I've had my whole life.
Gluten-free is one of those things that are 50-50 on people. Sometimes being gluten-free on a diet doesn't affect you at all compared to someone else. It all depends on what your body is going through and what you have allergens to, what you don't have allergens to. So that's something that you need to research more into yourself, because switching to a gluten-free diet may not affect you in any way or form besides your bank. So I only suggest doing a gluten-free diet if you know the side effects are actually working on you compared to
or if you know
someone
that
else.
gluten is actually an allergy for you. Because for a long time, I know I have a friend who actually has a gluten allergy. Like, her stomach only affects her when she eats gluten. And so she has to be on completely gluten-free diet if she doesn't want to have issues. So that can also cause it, but it could also cause like pimple-like substances right here on the back of your legs too. I get that because of the gluten. But they're not as bad because I don't eat a lot of gluten.
I eat a crap ton of gluten. I love bread. I love pasta. I love all that stuff. I'm Italian, and we make big dinners. We stuff
You're loud.
We stuff our faces like it. I love food. I live for food. I live for my wife and food.
Can you hand me the drill gun?
I was gonna say something, but I stopped myself because I'm live. But I'll tell you this right now though. When it comes down to it, vegetables are one of the most important things you need to have, period. Going on a vegan diet, as a human being, we are supposed to eat more vegetable than meat, period. Like our canines, like I'm a meat eater. I'm not like promoting give up meat or anything. I love meat. I love steak. I love all that stuff. But even going on a vegan diet for 3 weeks and not going to the gym, I naturally lost 15 pounds and I felt amazing. And that's because we as human beings are supposed to eat more plants, get that natural fiber and all of that. And we get most of our vitamins and our carbs from plants as well. What do you think bread is? Bread starts off as a grain that we turn into a powder known as flour, and then we bake it into bread. It is a plant that we eat. Now, what we add to it is completely different. You know, the preservatives, all the things that make it taste better, last longer, fluffier, all that stuff. That's the bad stuff that we need to avoid. But what I suggest for everyone is to occasionally go vegan for a week or two, detoxify your body, clean everything out, and just eat more vegetables in general. And you can season them with other plants such as garlic, onion, salt. Be very careful about, because too much sodium is really bad for you. If you put a lot of salt on your food, drink a lot more water, but drink it at room temperature. If you drink water that is cold or anything that's cold, your body doesn't absorb a lot of it. Your body just lets it run through you. So instead of you getting any sustenance from your liquids, you are just getting rid of it as fast as it's coming in. So remember that. So that way you'll help your brain and your body. I want a tuna melt with avocado and bacon now, though. I'll tell you that. That sounds amazing.
Good thing that we have avocado chunks in the freezer.
We have avocado chunks in the freezer?
I bought avocado chunks like 2 weeks ago. I even showed you. I was like, look, I got avocado chunks. You're like, oh.
I'm a very forgetful person, okay?
Oh. That's what I get most of the time. Like, look at this. Oh. What kind of music do you guys like? I'm a punk binge lately, and also some types of music elevate some of the symptoms of schizophrenia or borderline. Not a cure, but can help. I listen to a whole wide range of different music. I listen to pop, rock, instrumental. What's so funny?
Do you guys have any recommendations for cutting down on caffeine? And he said decaf. I'm sorry, that was funny. But honestly, I don't cut down on caffeine at all. I just switch what I'm getting my caffeine from, and based on sugars. So, but I listen to heavy rock, classic rock, oldies, because my father was a Marine and he listened to a lot of oldies growing up, and metal. I listen to metal, and I listen to Norwegian metal, Japanese metal. I listen to a lot of stuff when it comes to like metal and hard rock.
Another good recommendation for cutting down caffeine is just stop drinking soda. That's empty calories, and it can also cause you other issues.
Yeah, when it comes to caffeine, if you're taking in caffeine and you want to cut out caffeine, you just don't drink tea, you don't drink coffee, you don't drink sodas that have caffeine. That's the only thing you can do. There is no replacement or something that's going to give you what caffeine is going to give you. There is no such thing that's going to give you that boost without having to take a medication or something else that's going to give you that caffeine. Because even in most pain relievers like Advil, Tylenol, ibuprofen, the number one ingredient in all those things is caffeine. So caffeine is something hard to get away from. And the best thing to do is cut out how much caffeine you're taking in the day, or switch what you're drinking that has caffeine in it instead of taking something else that can make you feel crappier. Like I drink a lot of green tea. Green tea naturally has more caffeine than coffee. And green tea has even more caffeine than black tea or coffee. So I usually drink a lot of green tea as well. It has the detoxifiers and antioxidants in it. So if you want to kind of stay hydrated, drink room temperature to warm green tea, and you'll feel a lot better.
Are you a fan of Mac Miller?
I love Mac Miller.
So he
Rest
is.
in peace.
Semper Florida.
I do listen. Okay, I forgot a couple things. I do listen to Eminem, 50 Cent. I'm 26, getting ready to turn 27. So I do listen to some R&B and rap from 1990s and early and mid 2000s. Anything after 2010, I kind of fell off that train because we got a little stupid on what we're singing and rapping about, and I don't fully agree with the life choices that people follow by when it comes to that. So, yeah, it is like I support mood music, things that explain your feelings and a life story that gets set out into it. Like Five Finger Death Punch, they redid a song called Bad Company. That's an amazing one. Or, Wave the Fist. Like I listen to a lot of that metal stuff because it brings out an emotion and lets you feel something. But if you're just listening to something that's like, oh, party hard, get drunk and get all that, it's like that's party music. That's nothing that elevates a mood besides makes you want to lose a mood. That's the reason why you party, is to make yourself numb. And I don't fully believe in numbing yourself like that to get away from your problems.
And Anyway, have you ever think of traveling? I would love to travel. That's like a dream of mine. So yes, I do think about traveling. I'm sure we can have a lot of fun. I know totally. Let's see. Damn straight. Let's check them out. Do you like Disturbed, 3 Days Grace, Breaking? I like all of them.
Yeah, same here. Same there. Breaking Benjamin. I saw them live. That was awesome because they had band camp down in Southwest Florida, Port Charlotte, and I got to watch them live. You know, Diary of Jane. Loved them. Operator. Disturbed was a classic. Linkin Park. Alternative. Yeah, that's another one I forgot. So excuse me. Like I said, I'm terrible when it comes to genres and all that too. So I'm very ignorant and very stupid to certain things.
I stopped drinking caffeine and coffee cold turkey around 7 months ago. If you want to stop it, just substitute orange juice or apple juice. That's a good idea.
I agree with that. Just be sure to balance out the amount of sugar you're getting in from your juices. Because too much sugar can make you gain weight that you don't want to gain. Or that extra sugar could actually affect you in negative ways, depending on how that sugar has been processed and added into your fruit juice. And the best way to balance that out is to add fiber into your diet, or just take a couple of fiber gummies, because that fiber from eating a natural fruit with its plant fiber is what balances out how sweet and sugary the fruit actually is. So just remember that, and it'll help you. Yep, lemon does.
Drink warm water. Drink water most importantly. Yes, most definitely. Water is good for you.
Yeah, I mean,
That's all I've been drinking nowadays. Because I'm trying to quit soda.
she's been doing very good. She's been doing awesome. I just dropped my lid.
It's Drogon, guys! I found Drogon! I'm so happy right now.
It's hard to find anything Drogon.
Especially in our area. So, now that I've worked on that... Sorry, I had to do that. It was bothering the crap out of me. I kept looking at it like...
Gargoyles.
Gargoyles, the show.
I love Gargoyles. I remember that show.
Brooklyn was my first voice. I drink around 3 quarts a day of water. Is that a lot?
You understand? If he's drinking 3/4 of a gallon.
Is that a lot?
3 of these.
Okay, that's not that bad. I have a hard time drinking a lot of water. I don't drink that much during the day.
Limp Biscuit, break stuff. Yes.
I drank soda yesterday and it made me feel icky inside. Well, that's good. I mean, that tells, well, not good, but it's good because it's telling your body is healthy and it doesn't want it, so you should probably not drink it. So I wish I would get that, so it would encourage me not to drink soda, but I don't. I get all happy and giddy inside when I drink soda. And thank you so much, Danielle. Daniel?
Yeah, Daniel P.
Okay. I always mess up Daniel with Danielle for some reason. I don't know why I do that.
Yeah. Our goal is to basically drink at least 2 of these a day, and this is
My protein that I didn't finish last night.
yeah. This has 20 ounces measured and not including what's up on above. So I'm gonna say probably about 24 ounces of protein shake mixed with water and or almond milk. At least 2 of those. I usually take black coffee, no sugar, with honey, powdered peanut butter with a protein powder supplement in the morning. 2 of those just throughout my morning and work shift.
And it doesn't. Thank you so much for the donation. Period. It doesn't matter to me. It's just the fact that you guys subscribe and like my content and stuff like that makes me happy inside. So thank you so much for your donations.
It really does help her, because right now, with me being the only one that's actually making any money, working on getting her disability, every little bit always helps. So seriously, thank all of you who do donate for her.
So, any other questions or topics you guys would like to talk about? We're almost a minute to the hour mark, so maybe 10 more minutes. So, if you have any questions now, then ask now, because right after this, we have to go to the gym.
Yeah, Party Like It's 1999 is a good one too. What's another great band? Alice in Chains. Oh, I love Alice in Chains.
I like Red. And
Red,
Evanescence.
Evanescence. Those are classics.
They're not classics.
Jim!
Yes, I'm trying to go to the gym more often to see what kind of workouts is best for losing weight from medications for you guys. So we've been going quite often to do so. I even bought more yoga pants today because I'm running low.
Well, we still have a little bit of time, so if you want to talk about the gym and what we do to get ready and to actually work out at the gym, we still have a little bit of time, and we can emphasize even more on that the next time we do a live stream.
He's such a good kitty. Just stares at me. I'm like, bitch.
Doug Batchelor, write that down, please.
I have a piece of paper. I have a pen.
A workout video? We can definitely try because we usually now go to the gym, but we do have some workout stuff here. So we could definitely try to make a workout video to show you what some of the things. Usually she does certain things that she gets tips from, like Pinterest. You'll get workout things or workout plans that you need to follow and how it increases the intensity of what you need to do and the time you do it. And that's what she usually sticks to. I've been working out for a long time. You just dropped a whole bunch of papers. I've been working out for a long time, and for me, I go with what I feel.
You can tell he works out.
Because
look at these muscles.
they,
Look at these. Stand up. Stand up. Show off your muscles. He's not as big as he used to be, but
yeah, I used to be a lot bigger and all that, and I used to only have like 4% body fat on me too.
I sit back down.
I am sitting down right here, so.
But you have to be close to the microphone. Would you just listen to me?
I'm standing up right now because my legs hurt, and sitting down was hurting them. So
sitting down was hurting your legs
because of the chair. It's metal. It hurts my butt. Leave me alone. I did legs yesterday, so excuse me. But when it comes to working out, one thing you need to know is technique is everything. If you're not working out properly, you can hurt yourself and actually deform your muscles. And don't ever worry about the weight that you're doing or someone else is doing, because I've seen guys who are 3 times bigger than me using lighter weights than me while working out. So it doesn't matter the weight you use. It matters on what your diet is. And if you're working out properly, stretching before, during, and after, and eating is the number one thing. That, like, working out and getting a good, healthy body, diet is 70% of your battle. If you're eating crap, your body is going to be crap. You are what you eat. And don't nobody go making jokes about that. Okay. I'm not trying to go there, but don't eat trash and you won't be trash. You'll be healthy and you'll be better for everything that you're doing. Nothing is wasted when you're doing it the right way.
I'm sorry that the Cymbalta is doing that to you. I took Cymbalta back when they thought I was just had severe depression. My neurologist gave it to me, and it just made me fall asleep half the time. So I stopped taking it. But now I've been diagnosed with. At one time, I was diagnosed with paranoid schizophrenia. Now I'm schizoaffective. So yes.
I listen to Elvin King too. So
I go to. Awesome. I got to go study. Y'all have God bless your families. I'm glad you're having. Goodbye. Have a good time. I hope to see you again, probably next Friday at hopefully 2:00. And I don't have to run any errands, because errands suck when you don't do them on time. Interpreters. You want me to write that down too?
Yes.
Where did my pen go? Pen! Where art thou? Found it. What was that? The interpreters. About to sneeze. No, okay. Wellbutrin doesn't do that to me. I might switch back. Well, Wellbutrin was said to either gain weight or lose weight or stay, like, neutral. And I think it's making me neutral right now. So hopefully I can lose the weight by working really hard. Let's be friends, yo. Okay.
Dude, Dan, listen. I listen to punk too. Let's be friends, yo.
He's talking to Dan.
Oh, I'm not friendable.
I'm pretty sure him following us shows it. So
I'm not friendable. She just stares at me. Any other questions? Since we'll be leaving in about 5 minutes, I was gonna look at my
non-existent
invisible
phone,
watch.
just like
My
I
watch?
could have at least faked it, because I got something on my wrist.
I used to have my Fitbit on all the time. Broke.
What, it broke?
The strap broke,
Oh yeah, it did.
and I need a new strap or I need a new Fitbit.
We'll just get you a new Fitbit.
I do need a new Fitbit. Mine's really old. A lot talk about working out for a guy with his shirt on. Take it off. No. We're not like that right now. When he gets his 6-pack abs,
Yeah,
he
once
can
I
take
get
it
some
off.
abs, I'll do that. But you'll get this.
He has the arm muscles. He's still
They're
he's
not
still
full-
working on that.
They're not full arm muscles either. Okay, it's like I'm not trying to say I'm the best, but I'm working on it.
Where is the rat? You talking about my ferret?
Pull her out.
You go get her.
Fine, I will.
I have wires all
I
over.
will.
Be careful of the wires over here.
I will get her.
Where's that? Right. By the way, a little fun fact for you: ferrets are not rats; they're weasels. Just so you know.
Is she part of the rodent family?
No, she's part of the weasel family.
Well,
I just said that.
come here, sleepy girl. Oh yes, you so sleepy. You're not even gonna struggle.
Me baby. No. I know.
We just tore you out of your comfy little bed because you have fans.
Yeah. She just lays down. She's like, weighted sit-ups, high sets, and you'll get a 6-pack ab.
Yeah.
We just got back to the gym a week ago, so he's gonna get it no matter what.
Yeah. I was pretty close to it because I've gained 10 pounds since I stopped going to the gym. And I was really close to having a 4-pack going, but it was also because, not being able to spend enough time at the gym and also working as a manager at a store. So it was hard to make the time that I needed to at the time. But now I have the time, so it's going to happen.
Thank you guys for watching, and thank you for thinking that I'm brave and everything like that. I don't see it as bravery. I'm not afraid to talk about my issues. I'm very open and very, very blunt. So I don't think I've ever lied much about anything in years, since there's really no purpose in it anymore. That thing's a rat. Yeah, but I keeps calling her a rat too, but she's not a rat. She's a weasel, I promise. Yeah, she's my baby. She's still not a year old.
I get that feeling.
What? Sweet 1-pack. He's gonna keep getting that sweet 1-pack if you don't stop drinking your beer.
Hey, I haven't had a beer in how long?
Since last Monday.
Yeah, so it's been a week. I've been good.
It hasn't been a week. It's been less a week. You're probably gonna have another one this Monday.
I doubt it. Well, maybe depending on how much it is. Thank you. We appreciate all your guys' time, and thanks for asking us questions. We hope we were knowledgeable on the things that you've asked us, and we helped you out in some way or form.
Limo rat. She's a limo rat.
And by the way, if I'm wrong about anything that I've ever given in advice, please correct me so I can learn from it, just like she does. I just know I'll take it more from you than I do from her because she's a little snobby about correcting me.
Excuse me?
I love you too, baby.
And that's how an episode starts.
Say bye to the ferret butt.
Oh, the next video will probably be Friday at 2 o'clock, most likely. Just so you guys know, he might not be there because he usually goes back to his normal shifts, which is usually he has Tuesdays off. And if that's the case, maybe I'll move them to Tuesdays instead so he can be there also if you guys want me to. Since you guys seem to like to talk to him as well and ask him questions. And thank you so much, Chris. I really appreciate the donation. So we should get off because we have to go to the gym.
Yes. And
then we have to come home and do some chores because I can't do chores tomorrow because tomorrow I have to work an auction. So I have to do the chores today. So I hope you guys enjoyed this live stream. Thank you so much for joining us. Thank you, Zach, for joining me. And thank you for all your donations and love. I really appreciate it. And I hope you guys have a good day. A fair is your house sigil. Yes! Yes, it will be.
I like the idea. Now I'm gonna make a coat of arms.
Oh,
The
jeez.
next coat of arms and have it officially
Our
made.
crest.
Yep.
Alright, bye! Bye!
I'm not royalty, but I'll do it anyway.
Yeah.